call the January 21st, 2020 meeting to order. Would you please stand and salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Beacon on January 16th, 2020, and by posting the notice in the Forked River Post Office and the Lenoka Harbor Post Office, the Ocean County Library, Lacey Branch, and by filing a copy of the notice with the Lacey Township Clerk as required by the Open Public Meeting Act. At this time, Mr. George, would you please present the oath of office to Mrs. McAvoy?
Yes, ma'am. Mrs. McAvoy, please raise your right hand, face our camera, and I will recite the oath, and after each of the two parts, please say, I do. That is, if you do. I, Donna McAvoy, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. I, Donna McAvoy, do solemnly affirm that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my abilities, so help me God. I do. Congratulations. Welcome back. After Mrs. McAvoy signs the oath, her husband or any of folks want to come back and take a picture, it would be great. And now is an opportunity for you to do that. Mr. McAvoy, would you like to pose with you're good? All right.
Get a picture. You and your husband next to each other. It's on your thing.
How often does your husband put a suit on?
Yes, please.
We need something to hang our easels.
So I'm looking to see where I name it. I really think that's my interesting. But instead of looking up. But it was fun. But thank you.
He came out good. Lewis took a very bad picture of me, though. Took a picture of me biting my lip. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't wait another second.
On behalf of the board, Donna, congratulations and welcome back.
Thank you.
At this time, roll call, please.
Roll call for attendance, Mr. Scanlon.
Here.
Mr. Peters.
Present.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Here.
Mr. Polino.
Here.
Mrs. DeSenza.
Here.
Mr. Riggs. Mrs. Downing.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, public comment. Is there anyone in the public that would like to come up and ask a question? Seeing none, let's start with board members. Anyone on the board have anything they want to comment, ask?
I have several questions,
Okay.
if
Mrs.
no one else does.
DeSenza?
Okay. In the Friday notes, there was a vaping grant application mentioned. Is that the same grant that I had referred to the district a couple of months ago?
Yes.
We're still working on it? Okay. I noticed there's something on the agenda called a 7th period stipend. What is it and why are we doing it?
So, the 7th period stipend is being paid to a teacher to cover some basic skills classes.
Okay, so it's just past 6th period stipend, we go to 7th period stipend, it's basically the same thing.
That is correct.
But for her, it has to be a 7th, not a 6th. Okay. I noticed on some of the vouchers that we're purchasing items for homeless students. Does anyone know how many homeless students we are currently dealing with? It is 1, 2, 3. I mean, there was a lot of stuff purchased, so I couldn't tell if it was one kid or several kids.
Off the top of my head, I don't have that number.
I'm just
but-
very concerned, and that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, so Mr. Bond is our homeless liaison. I
Is
will
he?
check with his office.
Okay, I would like to know how many there are, if it's just one or more. I noticed there are missed 2017 clothing allowances now being paid to kitchen staff. I'm curious how this came about. How did we miss like a dozen clothing allowances from 2017?
Sure. You know that we reorganized the food service staff a
Yes.
couple of years ago. It escaped our purview that we owed them the stipends for a couple of years, the years between the time we reorganized and now when we actually purchase uniforms for them. So we owed it to them, and we're paying it to them.
Okay, so it was due to the fact that we reorganized that department.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did anyone notice that there are more than 32 parents transporting their students out of district, and many are going to Central Regional, about 20? I'm just putting that out there, that we have a lot of kids being transported out of district, and we have to pay the aid in lieu transportation, and that's on this month's bills and claims report. I noticed the 2020-2021 calendar still has the first 3 days of school being half days. I just wanted to let everyone, I got a few complaints about that last year, but I tell her it's because of the heat, right? The first
Right,
week of
so-
September, we could have a heat wave.
If you recall, not last September, but the September before, the average temperature was about 95 degrees.
We reached the
with
90s, yeah, that's what I thought.
98% humidity. Right.
Okay, so that's what I tell people when they complain about that, that if we have a heat wave, you know, you don't want your kids sweating to death in school.
And so that's also in line with several other school districts, because I did attend several calendar planning meetings.
Right, okay. The policy 9200, is this new? What is the revision on that policy? It's noted from 2005. I have no knowledge of policy 9200.
So you just have to give me a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you please?
If you could, Rob, and I've asked before, if we could have the same notes that the policy committee gets eventually, like with the strikeouts and the changes.
All right.
It's a lot easier than reading 46 pages of policy.
This
Figure it
one's
out.
not necessary for that. So what it was, there's 4 places where it says pupils.
Oh.
And pupils was crossed out and we put students.
See, that's
it.
very
It's 4
simple, and-
Yeah, 4, well, I'm going to go over it later, but yeah, that's
That would have
all
been
it
my
was.
guess. Okay.
Yep.
Mr. DeGeorge, on page 10 of the S1701 report, I noticed the legal fees that were almost at the bottom of the barrel on that, $382. Is that real?
Yes,
Darn.
I'm afraid it's real.
Okay.
We've had a lot of
Just wanted to make sure.
legal issues lately.
And I think I'd asked you already, the settlement monies came from somewhere else, not there, right?
That is correct.
Okay. The December 6th letter that we got last week from the DOE, and it says 72% occupancy is cited. So all I can think of is the DOE telling us to consolidate because we're below 75% capacity? Is that what they're trying to tell us? Use less space, or?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I was just
I
wondering
don't
about
really see
that.
the relevance of that comment in that letter.
I thought that was a very strange
I see the
comment
same.
as well. All right. I think that's it for now. I have a couple more questions for private session.
Anyone else? And I just have one question, Dr. Clark or
Yes.
Mr. Decker, either one. For the curriculum writing, I notice you have all these subjects and the stipends. Is this something new, how we're doing this? I don't remember ever doing it this way.
You mean the way it's listed on the
Yeah,
agenda?
like one person per grade level, per subject, grade 7 math, grade 8 math.
Right, because each of these individuals are working on specific areas of curriculum, and so we wanted to make sure that it was noted what area of the curriculum they were working on, instead of like a group of, say, teachers just working on English, a group of teachers just working on
So you're going to be
science.
working, individual teachers will be working on.
That is correct. It's
Okay.
not a group
And then do they
working
come together? Like the
Yes.
English department come together to
with
review?
the supervisor.
Okay. And 500 will cover that?
Well, it's not to exceed, right?
Not to
Yes,
exceed?
yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Clark, could we go over that in curriculum Monday night?
We are going over that.
I have one quick question, please.
Ed?
The SAT course, it's showing 2 teachers teaching 40 hours. Do you know how many students attend that? Or how many have signed up for it, the SAT boot camp course?
How many students are attending?
Yeah.
It's not complete yet, it's not,
How many attended last year?
I'll have that ready for curriculum.
And that 40 hours, are they teaching that class together simultaneously, the 40 hours, or they're doing separate?
So, in some instances, they will be teaching it together.
I'd have to find out specifically, because I know it's separate, literacy separated from from math. So on one night it'll be math, on another night it'll be literacy. And I'm not sure, Ms. Burns, do they come together? I'd have to look at the schedule.
Could be around 7, but they don't teach it together. No, they're separate.
Dr. Clark, in the past, the students paid for it, and if they attended all the classes, they got reimbursed. Is that the way it still is?
I don't believe we're charging
I don't
students.
think we're charging either.
We're not charging students.
At all.
And we
I
have
think
it.
that is to make them more accountable.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in curriculum,
Great.
because it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Motion for private session?
Thank you. Is there a second?
Be it resolved that a private session be convened for the purpose of discussing confidential student matters and confidential legal matters. The subject matter of these discussions will be disclosed to the public when the reason for confidentiality subsides. The length of the private session is estimated to be 40 minutes, after which the board shall reconvene and proceed with business. Action may be taken. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome to private session.
We'll be back at 7.